New audio has surfaced as part of a lawsuit that accuses Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault.
So when I tell these stories, they don't believe. And some of them, yeah, I heard, I'm there. Yo, I have Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. When I come to work, yo, Gene, this what happened. Yo, Gene, did you hear that? Yo, Gene, da-da-da-da.
Potential witnesses have been contacted and notified by federal investigators that they may be called to testify in front of a grand jury.
You done birthed a lot of these fucking content creators.
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case.
Girl, you won't believe the tea I'm about to spill. The streets are buzzing, and it looks like Diddy's world just got flipped upside down. Word is the feds leaked some explosive footage, and let me tell you, it's not looking good for Sean Combs. Now, we all know Diddy's been dealing with non-stop legal troubles lately, but this new leak, it's a whole different ballgame. People are saying it could be career-ending. So what's in this mysterious footage, and how is Diddy handling the storm? Stick around, because if the rumors are true, we could be witnessing the fall of Diddy's empire as we know it. The real question is, can he bounce back from this, or is this the final chapter?
And I don't know if he said kill her, but I heard the part about the putting in the car, and that's the same that when Kirk Burroughs wouldn't sign over his rights to Bad Boy, his 25%, that he was threatening to do. Kirk was like, yo, y'all nigga put that in the car and drive him around. So I could see him doing that with the putting in the car stuff, but I don't see him killing her for the article and all that, bro. But the putting her in the car, something like that, I could see him saying that to her.
So that's something that he told the Kirk Burroughs too then?
Yeah, he told Kirk Burroughs that when he was threatening with them baseball bats.
What's the story with that, yo?
I think it was like Kirk had to sign over Bad Boy. He had like 25% of Bad Boy. But for them to get the deal, everything had to be in one lump thing. Like somebody couldn't owe 25%, somebody couldn't owe him for Puff to do the deal. So Kirk had to sign over his shares in order for them to do the deal, which I didn't never understand. It wasn't my business to understand it. But Kirk ended up signing over it back to Diddy with the promise that he was going to get it back once they do the whole thing with Clyde Davis and everything. And Kirk had to be threatened in order to do it. And that was with there was no real baseball bats. You know those mini baseball bats you get from the games back in the day? Those little short baseball bats, they used to give them back in the day when we was growing up. I don't think they do that anymore. You know, so Puff threatened Kirk with that, a couple other dudes, and told me, you're gonna take this long ride or you're gonna give up that percentage of the company.
And that's when Kirk Burroughs, he signed it over, he was scared?
Yeah, he's scared. What else he gonna do?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, to hear that from you, that confirms it. Because when people hear this, they start to believe that, it's being made up and, people going overboard with the lies. But, to hear that from you.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's the whole thing about it is that. But then, some people, they go by faith and other people go by sight. You know what I'm saying? I live by faith, brother. See, nobody believed he was the man that he was until they seen him running down the hall, throwing that little girl against the wall, throwing her on the floor, and start kicking her like she was somebody's soccer ball. They had to see that to believe the evil in him. So when I tell these stories, they don't believe. And some of them are, yeah, I heard, I'm there. Yo, I have Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. When I come to work, yo, Gene, this what happened. Yo, Gene, did you hear that? Yo, Gene, da-da-da-da-da. I'm looking at this nigga like, for real? Wow. So now everybody think that because I talk about it, that I was a part of it and I saw it. Not everything. Did we have to rough some cats up? Yeah. I'm for that. Back in the day, I'm for that. Whatever. Sue's Rendezvous was gladiator school for me. I love that, especially when dudes start talking that stuff and what they gonna do. That's a younger part of Gene. When we doing them parties, I'm at the front door and dudes are talking that smack. I'm for that. That was a younger Gene. These are just stories of my life. It's a difference. So when Puff did some of those things like that, yeah. But I'm not going to be involved in them hurting somebody's daughter, drugging somebody's daughter, or raping somebody's daughter. Not Gene Deal. I got daughters of my own. I got sisters. No, you're not doing that. So when these guys make up that shit out here on these content creators and want to believe this and say that, you can make your mouth say anything.
All right, let's spill this tea on the leaked footage that's got Diddy shaking in his designer boots. The streets are buzzing about some next-level incriminating stuff, and girl, you know I've got the scoop. So what are we dealing with? Word is the feds got their hands on some security camera footage from one of Diddy's properties. And no, it's not him grooving to his favorite beats. We're talking about some seriously shady business going down. Allegedly, the video captures Diddy having very intense conversations with some individuals you definitely wouldn't want knocking on your door. Now, here's the kicker: how this footage surfaced is its own drama. Apparently, an eagle-eyed Fed was doing a routine check on Diddy's security systems because, let's face it, his legal troubles are piling up, and bam, they stumbled upon this gold mine of questionable activity. And before you ask, is this footage even real? Girl, let me tell you, the feds aren't playing games. They've got their tech experts analyzing every pixel to make sure it's authentic. And from what I'm hearing, it's passing all their tests with flying colors.
Remember, Combs has been named in 8 civil lawsuits, 7 of them directly accusing him of sexual assault. CNN entertainment correspondent Elizabeth Wagmeister is here with more on her exclusive reporting. Elizabeth, tell us what you're learning.
We have learned from 2 sources that potential witnesses have been contacted and notified by federal investigators that they may be called to testify in front of a grand jury. Now, there is no timeline for when this may happen. We are hearing from sources that the investigation is very much still underway. We remember back in late March when 2 of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. That was the start of this criminal investigation, and now with our reporting that this could go to the grand jury, this is absolutely the biggest escalation in this investigation and gives some indication that authorities are looking towards a possible indictment. Now, as you mentioned, there have been a slew of lawsuits against the music mogul. He faces 8, 7 of which are directly accusing him of sexual assault. I hear from a source that many of these accusers who have filed these civil suits have been brought in for questioning, some of them being called in numerous times. We hear that many of these potential witnesses have been cooperating with these investigators, some even offering up evidence that they believe could be of note for this investigation.
Elizabeth, the majority of the plaintiffs in the civil suits, they've now been interviewed by federal investigators in the criminal probe. We know the LAPD previously said that they couldn't bring charges based on that 2016 Cassie video because of the statute of limitations. What could federal investigators be looking at here?
That's absolutely right. Because of the statute of limitations, that provides really a blockade for many of these accusers. But we do know that this federal investigation, which to your point, Boris, is of criminal nature, is largely based on the accusations that are in these many mounting lawsuits. So this is a criminal investigation at this point. Of course, we remember that when Diddy's homes were raided, that his attorneys called it a gross overuse of military force. They called it a witch hunt. We know that Diddy has denied many of these allegations that have come against him, although he hasn't responded to all of them. So at this point, it is an investigation. We have to wait to see where this may go. But again, this is a large escalation now that we know that potential witnesses have been notified that they do want to bring them to testify in front of a federal grand jury in New York City. So much more to come, but also another thing that we have to watch out for, Boris, as these current cases are being litigated, are more accusers going to come forward? There has been a constant domino effect since November when that first lawsuit from Cassie came out, and now could there...
What does all this mean for Diddy? Honey, it's not looking good. This footage might be the smoking gun the feds have been searching for potential evidence of some serious criminal activity. We're talking about charges that could have Diddy swapping his designer suits for an orange jumpsuit. But here's the real kicker. This video isn't just bad news for Diddy. The streets are buzzing with speculation about who else might be caught in the crossfire. You know Diddy's got connections all over the industry, and if he goes down, he might just take a few big names with him. Now, I know what you're thinking. Diddy's been in hot water before and somehow always comes out smelling like roses. But girl, this time feels different. The way the feds are moving, it's like they've finally got something solid on him. And Diddy, word is he's running scared. The implications of this video are massive. Potential charges being whispered about range from money laundering to conspiracy. And let's be real, those aren't the kind of charges you can brush off with a good lawyer and a fat check. Oh, there you have it, the tea on this leaked footage that's got Diddy sweating bullets. It's looking like the beginning of the end for the bad boy empire. But you know how it goes, there's always more to the story. And you better believe I'll be here to spill every last drop as it unfolds.
It's crazy, man. But have you been hearing any news about him getting indicted or no?
No, one of my friends who was actually in the studio with him said that Homeland Security brought him in, and this dude is he's a fraternity brother of mine, but he's also a producer, or engineer, and he was in the studio the night one of the girls made a complaint. The night something happened to one of the girls, and he told the lawyer everything that the girl told him, which was crazy. And Homeland Security brought him in, so he told them they wouldn't let him know what they were doing, but it seemed like that something might happen before Labor Day.
Wow, before Labor Day?
Yeah. They working hard on this, bruh. They working hard. You got to realize they working with a lot of stuff. They working with the taxes. They got lawyers for the taxes. They got lawyers for the complaints for the, what you call that? SA sexual assault complaints. They got lawyers for, what else? The drugs, the gun trafficking. They got different lawyers working on all those things, bro. And they got witnesses.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the girl saying to the lawyers?
Oh, the girl has said that that same shit that happened to Lil Chris, he gave him a bottle of champagne or wine or whatever like that. And once she drank it, she became a certain way and found herself giving him a fellatio in the studio in front of people. The dude said he walked out because he was appalled. He had just had a daughter. So he walked out. So he was appalled. That's what he told me. So I'm like, damn, team. He said, yeah. So the same thing that she told her lawyer, he told the lawyer and Homeland Security. And he was actually there, graduate, a college graduate. You understand? Working, good dude, perfect witness. He told, the engineer told Homeland Security and her lawyer the same exact thing she told them. He said he was appalled at what he saw and walked out. So they got witnesses. They got witnesses, bro. They have people want to make up stuff, but they got people who was there that was witness and speaking about it. See, people get mad because I'm saying it first. They hearing it from me. But I could care less how somebody else feel or think. I'm not here to praise Diddy. No, I'm not. Like Brutus told the sentence, I'm here to bury him. He did enough wrong for people around us, to people around us. He did enough wrong to their mother. He did enough wrong to them. He need to pay the piper. I don't care what nobody say. You can feel whatever you want to feel. You can call Gene Deal whatever you want to call Gene Deal. You can say whatever you want to say. But I came here November the 18th, 2018, and I told y'all from Jump Street, I didn't know I was going to get a platform like Art of Dialogue. I didn't know I was going to get a platform like MREC, different people who helped me build this up. Did I have my own show? Everybody want to come here and think that I just talk about Diddy. You come to the Gene Deal show, you see a different thing. I talk about everything. But when I'm come to do an interview, I answer the questions. And my thing of it right here is this, is that I'm not here to praise somebody. A real man don't hold or bite his tongue for nobody when injustice has been done to people, first of all, that he got love for. And second of all, for when somebody know that somebody is wrong. I've been saying the same shit since 97, Mighty. I was the one in there holding Big's mom's hand while she crying. These people come over here, I initiated a lot of this stuff for these YouTubers to go to their platforms and talk about stuff, because they sit around and talk about stuff that I didn't say, that they didn't heard on the Art of Dialogue. You didn't birthed a lot of these fucking content creators.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, a lot of platforms, did start talking about it after, we've been talking about it for years. So, yeah, you're right about that.
And they were scared at first, Mighty. They were scared to say anything.
But my thing is this, right? With all the money and fame that Diddy has, why is he out here drugging females to get fellatio? You would think, him being who he is, he don't got to do that.
Bruh, he's a different dude from when I was around him and people was like Suge even said that Puff is different now. You understand? When he went to California, man, that's a whole nother stuff, man. Dudes in New York wouldn't even, he probably was doing a little of that stuff right there in New York around people and things like that, but he knew who to do that around. You understand what I'm saying? He knew who to do shit like that around. And when you don't have no conversation, he said it before, he don't know how to talk to women. He don't have no conversation for Jennifer Lopez. I seen him, I was there when they had conversations. She would say some fly shit to him. You know what the perfect day would be with me and you just sitting out here, eating, just sitting out here, having a light lunch, drinking some wine, and just talking and talking and talking. She would say stuff like that to him. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga be looking like he's stuck on stupid. So I've seen him have conversations. He would say to Wolf and them, yo, man, I don't know how to talk to girls. But when you got that kind of money, you shouldn't have to know how to talk to girls. Or read a book and learn how to talk to them.
Let me tell you, Diddy is not handling this leak well at all. Word on the street is, he's in full-blown panic mode, and honestly, can you blame him? This footage has him shook to his core. When Diddy first caught wind of the leak, he reportedly lost it. We're talking throwing phones, yelling at his team, the whole meltdown. Sources close to him are saying they've never seen him this stressed before, and considering Diddy's been through plenty of drama, that's saying a lot. So, how's he dealing with it? Chilla, his legal team, is working overtime trying to spin this mess, but even they're reportedly worried. The tea is, they know this one's a tough fight. And here's the kicker: Diddy's gone completely quiet in public. No Instagram posts, no Twitter rants, nothing. For someone who loves the spotlight, this radio silence speaks volumes. His team did put out a statement, but girl, it was weak. Just the usual PR fluff about unfounded allegations and respecting the legal process. We all know that's code for we're in deep trouble and don't know what to do. But let's talk about what's really happening behind the scenes. The streets are saying Diddy's paranoid as hell. He's convinced someone in his inner circle betrayed him, and now he's looking at everyone sideways, wondering who he can trust. It's a mess, girl. And the way things are unraveling, this could be just the beginning.